Why can counterfeit banknotes only rely on painting instead of direct copying? It is because the murky pattern, the lines and details on banknotes cannot be matched exactly by the world's highest resolution scanners. So if you want to counterfeit money, the first thing you need is an artist, and this man named Sonny is such a talented artist. The first step in making counterfeit banknotes is to reproduce each part of the banknote by hand, then splice the front and back sides to form a whole. This becomes a template for counterfeit banknotes, exactly the same pattern as the real banknote. The next step is to print. Sonny's best friend Farzi just happens to be a great typographer. The process of dye is very complicated. Photocopy first, then fix, then wear, then apply protective coating, finally drying. After the cleanup is complete, only then can go to the printing process. Printing machine that Sonny uses is very outdated. Apply one color one time, so it needs to print 4 times. Clean up and change colors. After repeating the steps to print, batch cropping, embellish with a sequin strip of 50 rupees, then print serial numbers of different sizes, get a perfect 500 rupees note. But Sonny thinks it could be more perfect. Then he crumples the bill, dips it in tea, successfully ages the banknote. After a series of follow-up, all counterfeit banknotes have traces of use. Farzi takes one piece and wants to go to store to test, but when the boss just gets the money and touches it, he knows right away it is a counterfeit bill. Farzi is caught on the spot. Luckily Sonny comes to the rescue in time, that to escape, though the bill was perfectly made. How could it be discovered at once? After they go back, they compare repeatedly, finally realize that the bill they made doesn't feel like real when touch it, means the paper they used is wrong. So, the two touch and fell almost all the paper materials on the market, finally find the similar fell paper with real bill on it in magazine, but too bad the paper isn't thick enough. But Sonny figures out a way. He bleaches the paper first, then print the front and back of the banknote on 2 sheets of paper, stick together at last. Meanwhile, Farzi also finds a way to make color shifting ink, mix metallic paint and regular ink, apply a layer onto counterfeit money, not only the color changing effect, but also simulate the feel of banknote, at last dig into tea to age it. The new version of counterfeit banknotes are finally released. This time it's Sonny's turn to test it. The moment he comes to the shop and hands over the counterfeit banknote, he is nervous as hell. Farzi, who is behind, is also ready to escape at any time, until see the soda passed over. The two of them still couldn't believe it is true, but one thing is certain, they finally made it. Sonny and Farzi were honest poor boys. They have been abandoned since childhood. Grandpa raised them both. One learned painting, and another learned printing. However, recently, magazine has encountered a financial crisis, owing huge debts that cannot be repaid. In order to keep Grandpa's lifelong business, the two take the risk. After making perfect counterfeit banknotes, with the help of a gangster friend, the two quickly find a buyer. The buyer is worried to be caught if doing this kind of business. Then Sonny randomly mixes a counterfeit bill with 2 real bills, and asks the buyer to pick out the counterfeit one, but he can't. Then the buyer asks Sonny to pick the fake one. Sonny just smiles, because the fake one is so perfect that even he himself can't recognize. That's it, the two get an order of 20 million, need to deliver within 2 weeks. Farzi is a little worried after hearing this, because the first batch of 100,000 rupees was not easy, but now it's 20 million. It is impossible to complete it with current equipment and manpower, but Sonny is confident. He succeeds in persuading his uncle, who also works in the printing factory, then goes to borrow usury, buys a more advanced machine, but printing requires a lot of special paper. They can't buy, but only steal. The commotion is almost the same as a robbery. Late at night, Sonny comes to paper mill with a group of punks, in order not to arouse suspicion. They also take more than one kind of paper. After returning to the printing factory, they rush to work day and night. The machine runs continuously for 24 hours. Finally deliver the 20 million order in 2 weeks. After Sonny makes a fortune for the first time, immediately upgrades the equipment. Then the counterfeit banknotes are packaged into gift boxes, continue to sell to the underground black market. With this huge sum of money, not only does Sonny pay off the loan sharks, also saves Grandpa's magazine, but soon after, the super fake notes that go into market quickly catches the attention of authorities. The machines rotate continuously for 24 hours, all 3 dryers are occupied. Indian government can't imagine these super counterfeit banknotes are actually made in such a small workshop. These bills can easily fool the latest money detectors, but experts can still see that the equipment and materials used in these banknotes are amateurish. It's just 2 sheets of paper, stacked together. Meanwhile they find the producer of these bills has extremely high talent, so these fake bill can be seen as an art. Her name is Mega. In order to catch the producer of these counterfeit banknotes, she gives up a well-paid banking job, joins task force to fight counterfeit banknotes. And now Sonny's reputation became higher and higher, gets another oversized order soon. The buyer is a well-known local official. They only have 2 weeks, and need to deliver the goods across the border in person. Although the profit is high, such a small workshop really can finish the order. he finds an old man who is deaf and dumb at random, and registers a press in his name. In this way, they can purchase special paper through regular channels to print banknotes, no more risking to steal. Printing work is ongoing. One night Sunny's printing factory is raided. The order is to be delivered tomorrow. The last batch of banknotes is about to be printed. The machine cannot be turned off at all. Uncle keeps delaying time outside the door, but Mega insists on opening the door to check. Just a second before she approaches the gate, all fake banknotes are finally printed. Mega goes in and looks around, although nothing happens, but still notices the waste paper after cutting the banknotes. Just as she is about to step forward to the trash can, Sunny quietly follows. At this moment, Mega receives an emergency call, only temporary retreats. Later on, Farzi realizes Sunny has a wrench in his hand, and he finds Sunny has gone deeper and deeper. The next day, the two transport the counterfeit banknotes. When cross the border, the police wants to search the truck, but when police opens the box with counterfeit bills, Sunny kicks the wine box next to him, deliberately makes the police think that what they are smuggling is alcohol. The police are really fooled, don't think it's serious, so they pass it after bribe the police. That's all. The two arrive at the destination, exchange several boxes of counterfeit banknotes for 2 bags of real banknotes. However, the two are not happy for long. Bad things come one after another. Grandpa suddenly falls ill, need brain surgery urgently, but the hospital schedule has been full. Police and government also begin to deploy the latest banknote detection system. Gangs of counterfeit banknotes have been arrested all over the country, but luckily, Sunny's counterfeit notes withstand the test. An international counterfeiter man saw numerous counterfeit banknotes piled up in the warehouse. No one dares to buy any more. He's having a headache right now when he sees Sunny's counterfeit bill, which can fool money detector, immediately sends someone to tie the two back. Mansoor appreciates Sunny's skill very much, coaxes and threatens to invite him into the gang, but he's here not gonna make 500 rupees notes this time, but the more difficult 2000 rupees. Mansoor here has the perfect paper, exactly the same as the one used by the government. Also no need to worry devices, and their base is abroad, with the implicit support of the local government, so safety is totally fine. Sunny is responsible only for the design, and the design of the 2000 rupees note is more complex than the ones before. Take the details to the next level, contains patterns in 14 sizes, 17 different fonts. It is almost impossible to imitate it. But now with the most advanced machines, and the most perfect design, Sunny is even more powerful, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just need to make the money detector think it's perfect. After continuous improvement of the details of counterfeit banknotes, Sunny has finally succeeded in replicating this perfect counterfeit 2000 rupees note. The printing press is finally ready to work. The next day, Sunny is notified by the hospital, say the top specialist is suddenly available. Grandpa's surgery can also be arranged immediately. Sunny understands this is a gift from Mansoor, but meanwhile it also means that the life of his family is in the hands of Mansoor. Sunny has no way out now. Exactly at this time, one of Mansoor's right-hand man is accidentally arrested. Sunny gets a promotion in the gang. In addition to design work, he also needs to confront directly with the police. In order to obtain information from the police, Sunny has his eye on Mega, the expert in the team. He pretends to strike up a conversation at the coffee shop, knowing Mega is looking for a unit to rent. He immediately takes this opportunity to do her a favor. Also, Sunny plants a spy program on Mega's phone. From now on, all of Mega's communications with the police, Sunny will know. Soon after, Mansoor's new counterfeit banknotes have been printed. A full 120 billion rupees is about to be put into market circulation. A game of cat and mouse has begun. This is 120 billion counterfeit bills. Weight reaches 60 tons. Even the most advanced banknote detectors can't tell the authenticity. If successfully circulated, this will be the worst counterfeit money case in India ever. At that time, the financial system of the entire country will also completely collapse. But how is such a large sum of money put into the market? It is also the most troublesome problem for Mansoor, but Sunny seems to be confident. He says he has a spy on the police side. Because of this, Mansoor promises him a 15% commission, but at present, the problem is how to transport it back to the country. Sunny learns from the message on Mega's cell phone. All the routes used by Mansoor in the past have now been destroyed by the police. Sunny can only think another way, codenamed Trojan Horse. The plan is like this: Sunny finds an old boat that is about to be demolished, and buys the boat at $80,000. It only takes 3 days. This ship full of counterfeit banknotes will arrive in India, deliberately exposing small amounts of counterfeit banknotes in various parts of the country at the same time. Mega holds these banknotes for inspection. It turns out that it is an old version of counterfeit money. The police have fallen for the trap. and Sunnyside has been drifting at sea for several days. The whole plan goes very smoothly. However, an unexpected situation occurs the day before the ship arrives. A lot of police suddenly gather at the port of destination, and searching each of ship arriving. Trojan horse plan has to be cancelled. Sunny asks the captain to return immediately, otherwise they would be caught. But there's not enough fuel on board to go back, and now it's impossible to drop anchor in the deep sea, so it's impossible to stop. Just when Sunny is at a loss, the captain thinks of a more daring plan, that is to sail the ship directly to Mumbai. So several people first install the GPS on the cargo boxes, then sink them in shallow sea, which is only 15 meters deep, abandon the boat and escape on a steamboat. In the evening, a large, unmanned boat drifts to the shores of Mumbai. Just when get the police full attention, Sunny has brought back the goods in shallow sea with his men, laughing right on top of 120 billion rupees banknotes. The two become super rich overnight, buying luxury cars and mansions. The club that kicked them out is now rolling out the red carpet to welcome them. Really can feel the power of money. But Sunny still doesn't forget. The next important step is to sell these counterfeit banknotes. It is during this time the relationship between Sunny and Mega keeps warming up. Gradually be a real couple. Only then does he know Mega has a special hobby. It is to collect the classic works of counterfeit banknote masters in history. Sunny is proud because his debut work of 500 rupees is also included. Mega also admits these artists always like to leave their own exclusive marks on banknotes, like a signature. This becomes their Achilles heel. The next morning, Sunny quietly deletes the spy program on her phone, and when Mega is packing things, she suddenly discovers that 500 rupees counterfeit note is actually left a signature. By comparing, it turns out that the designer of the 500 and 2000 counterfeit banknotes is actually the same person. Then, the police tracks down the officer who traded counterfeit money with Sunny. The sheriff of the task force uses this as a threat. Let him cooperate obediently. Soon, Sunny gets a call from the officer, say they need to order a large batch of new counterfeit bills, although he can sense that this transaction is very risky, because the release of 120 billion counterfeit banknotes is too slow. He is challenged by Mansoor, so this time he can only take a risk and agree to cooperate. Sunny and Farzi drive to the parking lot, where the transaction takes place. Don't know there are cops all over the place. The moment Sunny sees Mega, he just knows he is cheated. Turns around now, police immediately follow. Both sides start chasing on the road. More and more police cars are seen joining the chase. At this critical moment, Sunny has an idea in mind. Farzi throws counterfeit bills all over the street. Seeing this, the crowd really stop and crazily pick up money on the road. It causes serious traffic and blocks the way of the police cars. The two escape, but the faces of the two have already been photographed by surveillance. Although vague, it's only a matter of time before the precise repair and exposure. The cautious Mansoor doesn't want to be implicated. He gives the order to kill the two. Fortunately, Sunny has already prepared in advance. He arranges a horde of punks to ambush ahead of time. He and Farzi are able to escape unscathed. The two retreat to the hotel where they are hiding. A bad news coming from phone call. Mansoor sent someone to set fire to the magazine. Sunny's grandpa also died in the sea of fire. Grandpa is the person Sunny wants to protect the most. If Grandpa is safe, they might hide for a while and be fine. However, Mansoor burned his grandpa to death. The anger of revenge also burns in Sunny's heart. He sends Farzi away first, then go to counterfeit banknotes warehouse alone. He desperately kills several of Mansoor's men. When he is in front of the 120 billion counterfeit banknotes, Sunny gets a call from Mansoor. Mansoor learns that the situation is getting serious, just keeps apologizing, but Sunny couldn't listen. He pours gasoline on a mountain of money. Just like that, he throws the lighter on in front of Mansoor. A sea of flames behind him made Sunny's face red, and his revenge has just begun.